Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the PGA Masters Augusta video for this week. Very, very fun one. Can't wait to break it down for you guys. Just doing a little bit of recap of last week. Had a really good showing at the Texas Valero Open with Jordan Spieth as a winner. Took down the Fanduel monster. Also did well on Draftkings with 5 of 6 making the cut, except for Bhatia missed it by 1 stroke. But it was a very fun day. It's a lot of fun heading into, especially heading into the Masters with the win. So let's keep it going. As always, really appreciate you guys hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Want to join us? Check out the website. Link is in the description. And without further ado, let's get started. So looking at the at some of the important like history or some of the important stats to look at here besides course history, yeah, I think it's going to be approach is pretty important. You see Morikawa is leading the field so far. Justin Thomas is up there. We see Hatton, Johnson, John Rahm, Bryson, all guys above top 20. And then birdie or better percentage, especially in this type of tough course, it's going to be very important. We want to get guys that, when they're given birdie opportunities, they capitalize on that and can make the most of it because they're not going to be, they're not going to be able to throw those away and have a chance to win. So Justin Thomas, top of the field. Patrick Reed, Bryson, Xander, Ryan Palmer, probably a surprise name people wouldn't expect. He's been amazing since the restart. Cantlay, you see a lot of just really, really good golfers and guys that you would want to get to. So looking at the, we'll kind of break it down by tier. The two guys above $11,000, Justin Johnson and John Rahm, both have very nice odds to win. We've seen going back in course history for Justin Johnson, he just won the Masters a few months ago. He finished first 2020, second in 2019, 10th in 2018, fourth in 2016. And then you get a guy with John Rahm who's also had 3 top 9 finishes in his past 4 years here. Both of those guys are most definitely in play. And then you get to a guy in Bryson is $10,800. He's not had as great success here as the guys that are right above him, finishing 34th, 29th, 38th in the last 3 years here. He is going to try to overpower the place. I mean, 2 years ago, Bryson is definitely not the same golfer that he is now, just with how much more power he has. But I would definitely still side with John Rahm or Dustin Johnson before I go with Bryson. I would also probably go with Justin Thomas before I go with Bryson. Another guy that's done very well here, finishing 4th, 12th, 17th, 22nd in his last 4 years here. At a pretty good price tag, you can save $900 from Dustin Johnson if you wanted to. Rory McIlroy trying to complete the Grand Slam here. Also has done very well at Augusta. 5th, 21st, 5th, 7th, 10th for him. He's not been in the best form out of some of these other golfers that are above him. We've seen him miss some cuts and finish like in the bottom half. Oh, actually, basically missing cuts where he's finishing in the top like 15. So pretty big volatility there. He hasn't played since almost a month. The players where he missed the cut in was pretty bad. The plus 10 overall, but I think you could go to Rory if you wanted to. I don't know if he'll be super popular this week, but I would probably still go with Justin Thomas before Rory. Xander Schauffele, a guy that was on fire when golf first restarted, and then he's slowed down a little bit. He's still been fine, but we've seen missed the cut at the Players, 39th at WGC, 15th at Genesis. He was a guy that was just a top 2 machine before that, second, 5th, back when in January and February. I think he looked all right this week. I probably like Cantlay, who's cheaper than him, a little bit better because he's been showing some better form and makes a lot of birdies. He gives himself opportunities for birdies. Missed a cut of the Players, but 15th, 3rd, 2nd. He was playing really well before that. He's a guy that I would like to get to at $9,800. And then we get to Jordan Spieth. He's going to be the first guy that I put in here because, I mean, why not? He has like the 3rd best odds to win, and you're getting him at like the 9th or 10th most expensive golfer this week. He's been absolutely on fire with 3 top 4s in his last 5 starts. He's been making so many birdies. Last week he didn't even have one. He had like 52 single putts, I think, like some 20 something double putt, 0 triple putts, which was impressive as we saw a lot of triple putts made at the Valero Open. So I really like Spieth. I mean, I just can't justify fading him with just how good his form has been, and he's a guy that, he's finished 3rd, 2nd here, 3rd in 2018, 2nd in 2016, finished 46th back when he still wasn't kind of getting right, but now that he's officially kind of back, I really want to get to Spieth at this very favorable price tag. Morikawa, he's only played here once. Don't really know what to expect from him. He's checking in at $9,600. So he is some pretty expensive. I would like to probably get to some guys that I like a little bit more. So he's not on my core plays list. Patrick Reed, a guy that people don't really like to play. He's a former winner here, winning this tournament back in 2018, finished 10th last year. I mean, if you play 150, you should get someone Patrick Reed. If you play like a single lineup, you probably could still make an argument to fit him in. I would probably like him a little bit more than Finau, maybe a little bit more than um, Hatton, just because Hatton hasn't been playing great. Going down to Webb Simpson, he's $9,000. You're getting a guy that has also kind of not been the hottest player out of these top golfers, missing the cut in the players, then finished sixth, 42nd. He's still been fine, but he hasn't played a lot. Has only played 3 times since February. 9K, good price tag. Looking at his history at the Masters, he finished 10th, 5th, 20th in his last 3 starts. Then you get Lee Westwood up to $8,800. He has some good numbers here. He's been playing very, very well. He's super expensive though, and I just, even though he gives you a lot of like, he probably gives you a chance to get into the top 20, top 15. I can't really play him over Berger or probably even Victor Hovland, just because I like how Hovland's been playing, and I expect him to probably play at the Masters for many, many years to come, and he would probably try to get better as the years go. So I like Hovland. I like Berger. I don't really like Scotty Scheffler. Sunjay Im gives you a big time upside, finishing second here, back right behind Dustin Johnson last year. So he's only 8,600. He also gives you a lot of upside to win this tournament. So that is for the main of the top end guys. Here, looking at some of the cheaper guys, you have Cameron Smith, who finished second and fifth here. 2 out of his last 3 years finished 51st in 2019. He's cheap. Gives you, well, he's somewhat expensive, but he's cheap for the how well he plays. And I probably play him over Fleetwood, over Fitzpatrick, over Watson. A lot of these guys that are cheaper than him. Sergio doesn't have the best numbers here, so I probably won't look to him. He finished 63rd and 82nd back in 2019, 2018. Well, Watson, he just hasn't been really that appealing to roster in DFS. He doesn't make a lot of birdies, so I probably don't want to get to Watson here. And then looking at some cheaper plays, I think you could go to Joaquin Niemann and playing really, really well. Mid 7K price tag. I probably like him more than Louis, more than Jason Day. Anser you can make an argument for, but Niemann's been playing really well recently and also gives you probably upside to get into at least top 30. Then we get to some guys that are cheaper here, like Harris English, Matthew Wolf, Max Homa. None of these guys are guys I will jam into my lineup. I mean, Matthew Wolf's been absolutely garbage recently. He just hasn't really been able to put anything together, so I can't recommend him at all at $7,100. Looking at the 6K range, I like definitely Corey Connors. Gives you some upside. He's been playing great golf recently, finishing 14th last week, 7th, and 3rd the 2 weeks prior. So he's been playing great golf. I think you can definitely go to him. Brian Harman, the lefty, looking at his numbers, they're fine. He may made the cut one time he played. Probably not a core play. You could go with Ian Poulter. He's played here a ton of years. He has a lot of experience at the Masters. He's probably going to make the cut as he has been almost every single year that he's played the Masters. Probably will finish somewhere between 40 and like 25. Maybe he can push into the top 15. Fertelli was surprise play last year, finishing fifth here. Maybe some people go back to him because of that, but I just probably won't. And then you get Sebastian Munoz, also made the cut in his appearance last year, finishing 19th. I love playing him. He gives you a lot of upside. A guy that can make some long birdies, can make some birdies on par fives, on par fours. He's very good with his irons. At times, a putter sometimes gets him in trouble, not because he definitely can make those long birdies, but he also can like triple putt like a 3-footer or 4-footer, and that is gonna kill you this if that happens this week. We've seen that happen many, many times for Munoz, even though he's been able to kind of work around that. And then we get to Ryan Palmer at 6,500. Doesn't have very much experience here. He hasn't played here in the last like 5 years or so. But he's only $6,500, so he's super cheap. Looking at this range, I like him more than Phil, than probably McIntyre. Definitely McIntyre. I like him more than Wallace, Wiesberger, Pan. You're getting a guy that makes a lot of birdies, as we see. He's been playing the best golf that he's had in the last few years, ever since the restart. 17, 17. At least he's been making the cut. He hasn't missed the cut in quite some time, so made the cut every single time that he's played since October, which is very impressive. He's had a couple of top 10s in there, top 20s. He looks very, very appealing at a very nice price tag. And that is probably it. Like, you could go with Kevin Na as another cheap play, but I don't think I want to touch anybody that's cheaper than Palmer at $6,500. I go ahead and put in here. It's gonna be one of these top end guys, one of these guys above 10K. I think you can go with. I mean, I love John Rahm. I love Justin Thomas. Those are my two favorites, and then it would be Dustin Johnson will be my third, then Bryson, and then probably Rory, then Schauffele. Go ahead and put in Justin Thomas. I mean, he won the Players. He's been playing great golf. He has good history at the Masters, and definitely has some motivation like a lot of these golfers do. But I expect him to be hungry here, trying to get this Masters win, and I just love the way he plays. He's aggressive, but he's a guy that sometimes his putter can be off, as it was at times over the past couple of starts. But he's a guy that is very, very good with his irons. I mean, at the Players, he hit like 32 of like 34 greens. They hit like every single green in the last round. He's just a very impressive golfer. So that is the core for this week at the Augusta for DK. It is pretty much the same for FanDuel. Go ahead and plug in the guys over there. On FanDuel, it's pretty some of the top end guys are pretty much the same. Dustin Johnson's your most expensive golfer, followed by Bryson. Couple of flip flops here. John Rahm is cheaper than Justin Thomas, so you could go with John Rahm on FanDuel over Thomas if you wanted to, just because he's $100 cheaper, if that makes a difference for you. And then you have Cantlay is 11-1. I like that price tag, but it's still going to be Jordan Spieth is my favorite golfer to get in at 10-9 on FanDuel. He's my favorite in the 10K range. I would probably rank it Spieth, then Spieth, Patrick Reed, Simpson, Hovland, Berger, Hatton, and then I never really play Matsuyama, so he's a fade for me every week. Fitzpatrick, I don't want to pay 10-1 for him in this field. I don't want to pay 10K for Scotty Scheffler. I'd rather go with Sanjay Im at 10K or maybe Cameron Smith at 99. Then Neiman is 96. He's expensive, but you could definitely go to him if you wanted to. The 8K and the low 9K range is fine with Answer is 9K exactly. Connor's 8,900 bucks, been playing really good golf. Poulter just makes a lot of cuts at Augusta. You have Fratelli, 8,100, and then you have Munoz and Palmer, two cheap guys that I like. If I had to pick between Munoz and Palmer, it'll be Munoz, just because I am pretty biased towards him. But for good reason, he just plays really well. He never gets that much ownership. I don't expect him to get a lot of ownership this week. So he's just a guy I want to get to. And then it's gonna be probably be Don Rahm at 11-1. Still leaves you with 9,800 left, so I'll probably go John Rahm, and then you can go with another cheaper golfer here with like a Patrick Reed, and it still leaves you with 9,100, or Patrick Cantlay, still leaves you with 9,150. So FanDuel is a lot easier to pay for some stud golfers, and yeah, definitely want to be doing that. So go with the value play and Munoz. Go with three top golfers that do have a lot of upside and a very good shot that one of these three ends up winning. So that's it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Best of luck this week at Augusta. Hopefully, you guys kill it. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you all next time.